Voyageurs National Park is all about water and lake. It celebrates the lake that is right around it, and we are right on the Canadian border. As a matter of fact, the park boundary borders Canada. You can come here, you can go boating, you can go fishing, you can go canoeing, you can go camping. There are lots and lots of lakeshore, and you basically get around by boat. You have to get around by boat because there's really not that much that you can do on land. We did go on a couple of hiking trails. That was very pleasant and very nice, but the highlight of the park is definitely about the lake. Everything is just pristine and beautiful here. When I told my wife Loretta we need to get on a boat to really enjoy Voyageurs, it immediately made this park a lot less attractive for her. You see, she does not like water. So we took a ranger-guided tour from Kabetogama to Kettle Falls. She didn't even take a Dramamine for the 3-hour round trip. It's very brave of her. The September day started out cloudy and a bit windy, as the 15 of us, Captain Gary, and our guide, Lindsay, set out on a placid lake. Lindsay started to tell us about the American bald eagle's nest as we pulled away from the dock. Soon after, Captain Gary slowed the boat and pointed to the right, an eagle's nest with a young eagle perched at the top of the branch. This eagle is brown because she was too young to have the signature white head. This was a great start to our 5.5-hour tour. Every national park features something unique, and Voyageurs is no exception. It's all about the lake. Minnesota is a land of 10,000 lakes. It says so on the license plate. So, it's not surprising to find a national park for lake scenery and recreation. Recreation at Voyageurs is a 4-season activity. Water sports in the summer, ice fishing and snowmobiling in the winter, spectacular views of fall foliage, and the spring thaw brings new life to the lake. If you want to get away from it all, just boat across Lake Kabetogama to Kabetogama Peninsula and hike the trails. The National Park Service provides canoes at some of the inland lakes and waterways, although reservation is required for guests to use. You won't find many people here. With a big lake and only 240,000 annual visitors, it is never crowded. We had an excellent day on the ranger-led tour, especially the wildlife. Plenty of eagle sightings, both young and mature. At one point, we saw 6 eagles flying around us as people, including me, happily snapping pictures. It's actually pretty hard to get a good picture of the eagle with a telephoto lens from the boat because the boat does rock. We saw around 30 eagles during our trip, each one more majestic than the last. Ranger Lindsay told us all about how they track the eagle population with tags. An adventurous person climbs a tree with the eagle's nest shortly before the baby eagles fledge, lowers them to the ground in a sack so that the naturalist can tag them, take blood samples, and look at the overall health before he puts them back in the nest. These nests are big. A human baby can probably fit. Captain Gary slowed the boat again and pointed to the shore where there were 3 river otters just playing around on the rock. We followed in a respectful distance, and they seemed to intentionally put on a show for us. What a treat it was. Captain Gary spotted several loons with his pretty pattern mixed in and the white seagulls floating on the lake that was shimmering from the afternoon sun. As Ranger Lindsay led us on a short walk to Kettle Falls, she pointed to the side of the trail and said, "Look!" The lady next to her screamed, jumped, and ran away and yelled, "Snake!" There was a small snake trying to ingest a frog, with the frog legs hanging out of the mouth of the snake. Well, the snake definitely got a good meal, and he was quicker than a frog. Nature at work. I really wanted to see a moose, but there were only 40 or so moose in the park. The closest I came to a moose was at the visitor center. The ranger said that the moose were in Kabetogama Peninsula, away from most people. The inn at Kettle Falls provide the only lodging in the park, but you need a boat to get there. It is rustic and charming, with emphasis on rustic. The bar is unique because it has a slanted floor, resulting from building without foundation. The Park Service reinforced the rest of the building but left a slant at the bar for historical reasons. If you sat at the booth at the bar, your mug of beer will slide across the table. We took a short walk to the dam at Kettle Falls. It's one of 2 dams on these lakes. As Ranger Lindsay gave us a history of these dams and the current delicate management of lake levels today with Canada. The other dam is on the Canadian side. There are several hikes on the mainland, around Rainy Lake Visitor Center and Ash River Visitor Center. We hiked the Blind Ash Bay Trail near Ash River Visitor Center and the Oberholzer Trail near the Rainy Lake Visitor Center. Both were decent, if not spectacular, hikes through the woods along the lake shore. The scenery at times is fantastic. The essence of Voyageurs is the lake, the history, the ecosystem, and the recreation and the wildlife. This is classic North Country, with its hardy people and love of outdoors. The quote-unquote scenic drive is by boat, and the only proper way to enjoy this is by boat. We are on our way to visit all the national parks in the United States. Follow along by hitting the subscribe button below. Hit the notification bell so you know when a new video is released. Give it a thumbs up if you like this video, and please share it with everybody that you know.